Hello and welcome to Special Education 6680 Research, Special Education Subject Design. Alright, so things to know for single subject design before we really get into things. What is a baseline? Why do I need one? Alright, so what is a baseline? Technically as teachers we always build a baseline for our IEP objectives and our goals. We just don't necessarily write them down in a form of a baseline. A baseline is when we actually have a graph. And we're going to say, okay, today Johnny had 5, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and dependent on what kind of behaviors, if we're doing violent behaviors, definitely not going to go very many. If we're doing out of seat behavior, especially for little bitty kids, you might want to do a lot larger for very beginning. And we can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So this is our baseline. Let's say Johnny is just starting out and we're going to have out of seat behavior. And starting out, he had in the morning 5 out of seat behaviors. So I'm going to say for Monday, Johnny had 5 out of seat behaviors. That's not bad. Thinking about it, not bad at all. But does that give a really good read for Johnny? Because all that is telling me he had 5 out of seat behaviors. I don't know what his behavior was like in the library, but at least it's a start. So on Tuesday, I take a graph and he was tired, maybe not feeling well, and so he only had 2 out of seat behaviors. Woohoo! Yeah, well, it helped with education for everybody else. Okay. Wednesday, he was back up at 4. He was feeling better. Thursday, maybe something happened and he was at 3, and Friday he was absent. So we don't have anything in there. So when we graph this, he was here and here. So is this child having challenging behaviors? Yeah, because all this is morning. Is he actually getting education? No. Are the other kids having an education? No. So do we need an intervention? Yeah. So now, if somebody says, Miss Smith, why are you wasting your time on Johnny? You can say, well, see, we took time, and this is how much he was out of his seat. And this is our plan. Now it could be token economy, it could be whatever. But, you know, you can actually show with the graph what's happening. And everybody does, well, not everybody, but most people, when they look at a visual, will go, oh, okay, we need to do something. What can we do? Rather than reading a bunch of paragraphs, there'll be, or if you have the graph and then a paragraph, they'll be a whole lot more inclined to read the paragraph afterwards. Okay, so there's our baseline. Now, are we going to just have 1 week? Not unless it's violent behavior. If it's violent behavior, oh my goodness, hands up. We're going directly into intervention because that's what the law says. Okay, so you kind of see why we need one. Okay, why should I graph behaviors? Okay, why should I graph interventions? Well, just like graphing baselines shows us how the behaviors are doing, don't you want to show people how the interventions are doing? Isn't it nice to be able to say, well, is this intervention actually working? Oh, you know, as a special ed teacher, I have my favorite interventions. Oh, I do. I love them. And then there are some times when I kind of scratch my head looking at a kid going, why isn't that working? If I graph the behaviors and how the child is doing, I know exactly if the intervention is working or not working, and I'm not 6 weeks down the road. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, so I know how to tweak the intervention, or if I know if it's not tweakable, I know if I need to change the intervention. And that's why graphing an intervention is so important. I know it's extra work. I know we have so much paperwork, it is unbelievable. But that's why graphing is so important. Because A, it's all about the kids, but B, it means that in the long run, you're not going to be looking at stuff going, oh goodness, what do we do now? It's going to save you time and heartache down the road. I hope this helps. Have a great day.